Welcome. This is Giant Strides, a weekly program proudly brought to you by the Niger Delta Power Holding Company Limited, NDPHC. I'm your host, Jules AK, and it's a pleasure to have you with us on today's episode. The Niger Delta Power Holding Company Limited, NDPHC, continues to make remarkable progress in addressing Nigeria's electricity challenges. From restoring key turbine units to expanding power infrastructure, the company has added hundreds of megawatts to the national grid, helping to boost the supply across the country. Under its current leadership that is driven by a clear focus on results, NDPHC is wholly committed to steadily lighting up homes, empowering businesses, and driving development across the entire federation. Now today on Giant Strides, we spotlight a proud moment for the power sector as the NDPHC is always found present and pulling its weight at major power-related events. One of such events is the 2025 Energy Times Awards held in Lagos. Engineer Jennifer Adighije, the Managing Director, CEO of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company Limited, NDPHC, was honored with an award at this auspicious event. Prominent figures in the power sector who were invited for this event were present, and some duly registered their presence by sending delegates to represent them at the event. A few of them included Adebayo Adelabu, Minister of Power, who served as a special guest of honor; Mele Kyari, the immediate past Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL; Godwin Obaseki, former governor of Edo State; Abdullahi Sule, governor of Nasarawa State; Biodun Oyebanji, governor of Ekiti State; Engineer Gbenga Komolafe, Commission Chief Executive of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC; Engineer Farouk Ahmed, Authority Chief Executive of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA; Mrs. Eloho Aiboni, Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company Limited, SNEPCO. The NDPHC was also fully present at the event as its Managing Director, CEO, as well as other members of its top management team were present. The event kicked off with a warm welcome address by the organizers, setting the tone for a day of celebration and recognition.
As you all know, Energy Times is specialized. It's not all comma newspaper. We focus on oil and gas, power, and with the development of renewables. Those are the areas that we focus on. By third quarter of this year, we are going to have a roundtable discussion on the sector, address the critical issue in the sector. I'm using this opportunity to play with the captains and CEOs of the agencies in the sector that are here, that please, when we knock at your door, can they oblige us and share their experience with us? Our interest is to promote the growth and development of the sector, and that can only be achieved if we have investment. When I was reporting at the Guardian, Nigeria was producing about 2.4 million barrels per day. And that time, I think we are talking about a reserve base of about 30 billion barrels or so. But where are we today? Exploration activities, which will have enhanced our reserve base, has gone down. And that's a big problem. So our interest is to encourage conversation that will bring about investment to boost the sector. So on behalf of the team at Energy Times, I want to welcome you all to this evening. Please enjoy yourself.
This event is one thing that is an event that gladdens my heart. in the sense that the publisher, Kayode Ekundayo, is a hard-working young man. I'm privileged and privy to some of the efforts he has been making to put events like this together. And all of you who are here, ladies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, who are being honored this evening, is a product of screening and screening to identify you worthy of the awards you are going to be having this evening. You are here on your merit, on the basis of the contribution you have made to the Nigerian energy industry, be oil and gas, be electricity, be renewable energy. And I've had beautiful names of such people this evening. For many of you here who are being celebrated tonight, Gloria has said a lot that tends to make me develop good pimples for some of you, and you well deserved the honor you are going to be given this evening. No, the oil and gas industry, or the energy industry in general, is a celebrated industry, and the publisher, Kayode, is doing a great job to inform us about what is going on in the energy sector. The publication he used to give out, in fact, I used to ask myself, because we get about 3 or 4 copies, which we distribute to, I take a copy, and the other copies were distributed to my directors and so on. Whenever we are looking for certain information, I say, check from Energy Times, because they will come up with information that I used to say they are everywhere. It's as if they are witches, you know, in every corner of Nigeria, and they will give us information about the oil and gas industry. And their information tends to be very, very accurate and incisive. So it borders on the hard work that the people, the personnel of Energy Times used to do. So I commend all of you who are working in Energy Times for your industriousness, for your intellect, and for putting together information in a very, very concise form for the use of energy sector players. Whether you are in oil and gas, you are in electricity, you are in renewable, you are doing very well. I congratulate you for working with your publisher to be able to put together this event so that Nigerian entrepreneurs, Nigerian professionals will be celebrated, and it's an encouragement for them to do much more.
As the award session commenced, one of the moments of highlight was the presentation of the Young Achiever of the Year award, which was given to NDPHC's Managing Director CEO, Engineer Jennifer Adighije. She stepped forward proudly, accompanied by her top management team, to accept the honor, a moment that drew resounding applause from the audience. This recognition comes as an acknowledgement of her impact on Nigeria's power generation, as she has helped in increasing capacity within months of her appointment.
Esteemed guests, all protocols observed. For us, this is a very public recognition because we've barely spent 8 months in office, and so to be recognized, in such a gracious manner. We really appreciate it. And so on behalf of my team, or a team of young achievers, we want to dedicate this award to our boss and President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for giving us the opportunity to drive power sector reforms, and we're never losing sight of the mandate of the NDPHC, which is to advance and to scale power generation, transmission and distribution capacity. We also want to thank the Honourable Minister for graciously coming up with policies, regulations and laws that will ensure that we advance power sector goals and power sector objectives for enhancing distributed access to electricity across Nigeria for vulnerable Nigerians. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
At the end of the event, Engineer Jennifer Adighije, alongside other awardees, were given the opportunity to share their thoughts on receiving the prestigious recognition. In their remarks, they expressed gratitude and highlighted the importance of dedication, teamwork, and innovation in driving progress within the energy sector. Their words served as both inspiration and a call to action for continued excellence.
It's been a very humbling experience, to be recognized. We're only 8 months in office, and to be able to be recognized for the milestones that we've achieved, it's very humbling. It's a privilege and it's an honor. And I also want to commend the organizers, the Energy Times, for consistently putting out the right narratives, across the power sector and in the energy sector. So I commend the organizers of the Energy Times. Well, we're not unmindful of the fact that that there's a liquidity crisis across the sector. We all know that the government is owing generation companies very copiously, although we also know that the government has made some promises to ensure that they reduce the debt exposure, to the barest minimum. And so we're optimistic, and we know that once cash flow improves, then also our operational efficiency would improve.
I'm very happy and excited. I think, like I said during the award ceremony, this award is not just about me. It's about me representing the women folk who are in the male-dominated space. And this just shows that if we put our mind to it, there's nothing that we cannot do. So the award is dedicated to women that are working in the energy space. And of course, my great team at Niger Electric. We are not where we would like to be, but we're committed to ensuring that we continue to deliver improved services. And that is my commitment. And I'm saying that here on camera so that Nigerians know that Niger Electric and the board and management are committed to ensuring that we continue to improve our service to our customers.
Well, we've expressed our thanks, our gratitude to Energy Times for recognizing the governor and for this award. It shows that they have recognized his good governance to the good people of Ekiti State. It's an encouragement for him to do more. But he also recognizes that this is not only his own job, but that of his team, a team of dedicated workers who have ensured that even those who have not had electricity for a while, for a long time, now have electricity. There has been independent power in the country, in the state rather, and but more will be done as the years go by. And the relationship between electricity and water provision is there. We'll be working very hard to ensure that that happens very quickly. One of the last acts of the Buhari administration was to enact the Electricity Constitutional Amendment Act. And one of the first
acts of the Tinubu administration was to enact the Electricity Act. And that liberalized the electricity industry, deregulated it. And my state, Ekiti State, has been in the forefront of ensuring that that deregulation takes teeth. And we're working very hard to ensure that the advantages that are supposed to come from that deregulation occurs very quickly in our state.
I must say that the greatest challenge is the fact that human capacity development is an intangible asset. It's not something you can touch, it's not something you can see. So it's always easy to put it at the back burner of activities in the power sector. It becomes more of a challenge when you look at the fact, that the privatized utilities are really facing a lot of challenges in cash liquidity. This one has affected training, which should be a pivotal project, which should be on the front burner because human factor defines history, and also those who operate and maintain the power infrastructure needs to be highly skilled and well trained. So, but this issue of liquidity challenge has really affected, training. But I must really thank the Honorable Minister of Power for the political will and the support. This one is changing dimension, and then it's making it possible for us to play our vital role within the power sector. I think you can see a lot of reforms, in the power sector. If you look at the reforms, that leads, to right pricing of electricity, it's a very bold decision, which I think we must commend, the Honorable Minister and commend the government of President, President Tinubu, GCFR, for taking, because, we need to have the right pricing for electricity. And this one will help, to address the issue of cash liquidity and bring in investment, give, our confidence to those who want to put their money in the power sector in order, to really get us, this electricity that we much, needed. So I think the Honorable Minister is addressing it, and with a lot of other, reforms that are taking place in the power sector, now, we're going to see a lot of difference, very, very soon. My message to Nigeria is that we should keep on being patriotic. We should be, good citizens, and we should, know very well that electricity is very, very important, to this administration, and the government is doing all within its, power to ensure that we have electricity. And I have no doubt in my mind that with a lot of reforms coming, the ambition, of getting electricity to all Nigerians will be achieved.
Well, it's a wonderful award, and I was here last year as the chairman of the event, and I was called upon this year to share the event as well. And it's a mark of my commitment and appreciation for what Energy Times is doing for the Nigeria economy and energy sector in particular, in terms of providing information, for energy operators, in the country and in energy sector. The Energy Times, since it started publishing, as newspapers about 8 years ago, has been doing a lot of work with providing incisive news, information, write-up articles, and so on. Whenever you need information about the latest events in the oil and gas industry and the energy sector, go to Energy Times. So now having this award ceremony every year to celebrate Nigerians of excellence, who had performed very well in their various endeavors, is a good initiative by the publisher of the Energy Times and the workforce. So I appreciate, the event, and appreciate Energy Times.
Welcome back. I trust you found today's episode rather insightful and inspiring. It throws light to the obvious fact that a lot of work is being put in place to drive forward and improve the power and energy sector in our dear country, Nigeria. And so, until next time, I remain your host, Jules AK. Thank you for joining us on Giant Strides, where we shine the light on progress in power. I have interacted with various individuals in the last couple of weeks, and I'm led to believe that quite a number of Nigerians seem to think that the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, NDPHC, is a power generating company solely established to provide reliable electricity for the Niger Delta. And in all honesty, I wouldn't blame anyone for making such an assumption. I mean, it's called the Niger Delta Power Holding Company. Anyone will make such an assumption. However, this cannot be farther from the truth. Now, the core mandate of the NDPHC is to oversee the National Integrated Power Project, NIPP. NIPP is a key government initiative that was launched in 2004 to address Nigeria's chronic electricity challenges. The focus of this initiative is to integrate all aspects of the power value chain, generation, transmission, and distribution into one unified system. The company plays a crucial role in Nigeria's energy sector reforms, ensuring that power generation is efficiently transmitted and distributed across the entire country, supporting economic growth and development for all Nigerians. And so, if you would like to know more about the progress made in the power sector and achievements of the NDPHC, join us on our weekly program, Giant Strides, every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. on Channels Television. Thank you.